Good morning, beautiful people. This is Extraordinary Teddy, and once again, welcome to the channel. Today, we are going to be talking about a very sensitive topic. Guys, before I start on this video, my heart goes out to any victim of domestic violence or domestic abuse, wherever you might be, wherever you are, whoever you are. I feel you, I can relate. You're not alone, and I want you to know that you're strong and you know you're worthy. I just want you to know that you're not alone. Domestic violence is a sensitive issue, it's a sensitive topic, it's a viral issue, a point of contention going on in our society of today. Domestic violence is no respecter of age, it's no respecter of ethnicity, it's not a respecter of sex, it's not a respecter of religion. It can happen to anyone. And I'm saying this, I choose to talk about this topic because um I can relate in some ways because I've been through it. Yeah, I've been through it. In my case, it was an abusive relationship. It's not easy. Trust me, it's not easy. It takes all of your willpower, it takes all of your strength to survive to that kind of situation and move on with your life. But I was able to pull through because I have the necessary support system. I have friends who were there for me, who cared for me. At some point, I almost lost myself, but then with the support and the help of my friends, I was able to pull through. And I didn't let that define me because I know that I'm enough. I know that I'm worthy. At some point, I thought I wasn't. Some relationships just happen to mess up with you, like mess you up, mess up your mind, mess up your self-worth, mess up your self-confidence. uh thank God that I was able to push through. So for the sake of some people that don't exactly know what domestic violence or domestic abuse is, domestic violence or abuse can be defined as a pattern of behavior. It is used to gain or maintain power or control over an intimate partner. Abuse could be physical, it could be sexual, it could be economic or psychological actions or threats of actions that influence another person. It includes any behavior that frightens, threatens, intimidates, causes harm, injuries, blame, humiliation, injure, manipulation, or hurt to someone. An abuser is usually known for is their need to exert control over their partner. That's their MO. That's their modus operandi. That's how they operate. Like they always feel the need to exert control, to gain control over their partner. So in most cases, domestic violence may accumulate into serious physical injuries and in like some cases, death. So many people has gone through domestic violence and they were not able to survive it because they met their death. So domestic violence is a menace to our society, and it takes you and I working hand in hand to eradicate such from our society. We have to keep talking about it. We have to keep putting it out there. We have to keep orientating people about what domestic. Some people are actually. Do you know that some people are actually going through domestic violence and they have no idea that they are going through such, because they don't even know what it is. They don't know the signs. They don't know. They don't know if they are being abused or not. And even if they do, some don't even know how to get help. They don't know how to seek for help. Like they keep keeping it in. They keep dying in silence. They keep taking it all in, and they feel like they'll be shamed if they come out and say, "Oh, they're being abused," and all of that. They feel like the society has not really helped. Permit me to say that they have not really helped when it comes to domestic violence, because they tend to they tend to shame the victim for speaking out. They tend to shame them. They tend to ridicule them. They tend to humiliate them for speaking out, whereas they are not at fault. They are the victims here. They shouldn't be shamed, ridiculed, or humiliated because they went through all of that. They should be given the necessary support. They should be given the necessary orientation. They should be given the. In fact, there should be like groups, like support groups that could help people going that has gone through so in domestic violence quickly pull through. Such support system, such support group, such it's it aids in their quick recovery from the psychological situation, psychological tragedy that they went through. It helps them to quickly come out of it and be able to move on with their lives. So like this, the society needs to do better, and there are so many signs that happens. And the thing is, we as human beings, we keep talking about second chances. We keep talking about forgiveness. We keep talking about, oh, maybe he or she didn't mean to do that. Oh, like in some cases we even like accept the blame. We'll be like, oh, maybe I'm the one at fault. Maybe there's something I need to change about myself that would make this person stop doing what he or she is doing to his or her partner. But that's not it. That's not so. The only person that needs to change his or her ways here is the abuser, not you. You are the victim here. So before I go any further, let's identify the types of abuse that usually occurs. We have emotional abuse, we have physical abuse, we have financial abuse, we have psychological abuse. Let's quickly run through emotional abuse. Emotional abuse includes undermining a person's sense of worth through constant criticism, belittling one's ability, name calling, or other verbal abuse. When your partner is doing any of the aforementioned, know that you're being abused emotionally. When your partner feels a constant need to tell you you're not beautiful, or oh, you're not doing this right, you literally don't know how to do anything right. Like they always complain about everything. Like you are not good enough. When your partner like criticize your effort, criticize your way of handling things, criticize how you dress, criticize how you look, criticize how you talk, how you behave, know that you have been abused emotionally. And also like saying things, saying belittling words, calling you stupid, calling you all sorts of names, verbally abusing you. Know that you're being emotionally abused. Don't stop making excuses for those abusers. Some people will go about saying, "Oh, yeah, he or she just doesn't know how to talk. He or she is just temperamental." Each time you make excuses for such people, such those abusers, you empower them to do more. To take the next step. And it starts from your partner raises his or her voice on you today. Maybe I was the one that didn't do something. And maybe maybe okay, let's say for instance now, your partner asks you to do something and you probably forgot. We are all human beings. Anything can happen. And when your partner comes back and asks about the thing he or she asked you to do, and you probably told him or her that, oh, I couldn't get it done, I'm very sorry, and all of that, I would make sure I do it. And he or she flares up, like start talking down on you, starts shouting down on you, trying to bring the roof down. That's a sign of an abuser. That's one of those signs. When your partner shouts at you, nobody deserves to be shouted at. Nobody deserves that. So when your partner is doing that, so you just know that you have been abused emotionally. Say no today. Stop condoning it. Stop empowering them. And we also have psychological abuse too, causing fear by intimidation, threatening physical harm to self, to partner or children in cases where children are involved. Playing mind games with your partner. Like for instance, probably something happened between you and your partner. You guys got into an argument. Yes, argument do happen, but it all depends on how it's handled. It doesn't necessarily have to lead to domestic violence or domestic abuse. If you're not matured emotionally, physically, you shouldn't be in any relationship whatsoever. Talk more of marriage. You have to be matured mentally, physically, emotionally to be able to handle some like your partner's excesses, to be able to handle situations, arguments maturely, responsibly, and like being able to have a real and mature conversation, being able to have a sit down with your partner, or maybe your partner is doing some things you don't particularly like. You call your partner and you guys have a sit down, you talk about it. That's what maturity is all about. That's being responsible. It doesn't have to lead to violence, it doesn't have to lead to abuse. It doesn't have to. All of those things are unnecessary. Issuing threats, causing intimidation, intimidating your partner, playing mind games, trying to manipulate your partner, trying to demeaning your partner. That's psychological abuse. There's still one called financial abuse. This happens in cases where your partner threatens to cut you off, threatens to not, be responsible for you or for the family or for the children in cases where children are involved, or responsible for some expenses in the house. Probably you guys have an argument in because you're probably not working. And when I say no working, it might not be due to the fact that you don't want to work. Some partners don't allow their partners to work so that they can exert control, so that they can exert power over them, so that they can be judge, jury, and executioner about their life, so that they can make all the decisions about their life, so that they won't be able to say no when they tell you sit down, like you sit down immediately, because you literally have no backup. You just to make some certain life decision. Your partner shouldn't tell you no. Oh, I don't want you to work. I want you to be a full housewife. No. If being a full housewife is what you want, by all means go for it. But it shouldn't be because someone forced you to take that decision. So we all should be conversant. We should look out for all of these signs, like when your partner embarrasses you or make fun of you in front of your friends, like call you all sort of names or embarrass you in any form of way. That's abuse. Or probably your partner puts down your accomplishments. Like your partner is meant to support you. He or she is meant to be like your support system, someone that you can look up to give you some sort of encouragement, some sort of like someone that can literally push you to achieve all that you want to achieve for yourself. Like not pull you down, and then sometimes treat you roughly, like grab, push you, shove you, or hit you. That's abuse. Or perhaps pressure sexually for things you ain't ready for. Like some partners can ask for some really insane things when it comes to sexual pleasure. And then if you say no, they threaten to leave the relationship or have other girls that can do, or other guys that can do that same thing that you refuse to do for them. That is abuse. There are some situations that could probably happen and you'll be like, oh, maybe it's because I did this. That's why he or she behaved that way. Okay, maybe if I can do better, if I can, be more conscious of myself, if I can try not to make him more angry, maybe it could be avoidable. No, mm-mm. No, no, it cannot be avoidable. It cannot. That's just like a time bomb waiting to explode. And when it does, it's going to explode in your face. And trust me, the aftermath would not be palatable. Stop making excuses for them. Maybe I'm the one not good enough, or maybe I'm the one that needs to be better. Maybe I'm the one that needs to dress better, more beautiful. Maybe I'm the one that needs to step up, that kind of thing. That is not the right relationship to be. When you start becoming aware of your actions, like every now and then, like you have to be calculative of the act of your actions, or how to act around your partner. No, you should be able to be free, be real, be you around your partner. You should be able to be yourself with your partner. We are not perfect human beings. Like, we are all imperfect human beings working towards perfection every day of our lives. And when you're literally walking on eggshells just because you don't want your partner to be angry or something, to the point that he or she will raise his or her hands on you, or abuse you either physically, emotionally, financially, psychologically, like, that's not right. That is not right. Life is hard enough. You shouldn't be harder because a partner chose to make life unbearable for another, for his or her significant other. It shouldn't be so. Stop keeping quiet. Stop dying in silence. Talk to someone. See a counselor. Talk to your family. In my case, it happened to me because I chose to have an opinion. I chose to have friends. I chose to have relationships, associations that outside of the relationship I had with him. It first started from, one day I went to his place and a call came in. Yeah, it was a guy. It was a guy's call. And okay, one thing led to the other. He snatched the phone from me. And so I left the phone and just, left the room and went to stay outside, went to the sitting room just to avoid issues. So the next thing I know is this guy coming to where I was, telling me to come inside. I said, no, I'm good where I am. Next thing I heard was slaps across my face, like not one, not two, not three, like slaps, I felt like my face wanted to come off. I felt like lightning just struck me and all of that. That was the first time that I experienced that with him. Like, I was shocked, to say the least. I was shocked. I was perplexed. I was shocked, for lack of better words. I was shocked, and I couldn't just believe my eyes. I couldn't believe what happened, because this is a guy that, has talked about his feelings, how he feels about a man raising his hands on a woman, and this is the same man doing the same thing he spoke against. Like, how does that correlate? How does that align with each other? After a series of pleas and all of that, we got back together with the promise that it's not going to happen again. My bad. My bad. Guys, if it happens the first time, trust me, it's going to happen the second time and the third time and the next one after the third time and the next one after that. It's going to be like a pattern. If it happens the first time, please stick to your heels. Like, remove your shoes, dust it together, and run for your life. This is a very painful thing. Like, I'm being able to talk about it like freely and more confident now is because I have moved on. I know better. I have healthier relationships now. The second and the last time that it happened was we were together and a guy came asking for me, and I took an excuse for me like, oh, this is, let me, just give me some minutes, let me attend to this person, I'll be right back. And I went, and so one thing led to the other, Sha. This is something that I don't like believing. For the sake of this conversation, let me just chalk it up to, well, one thing led to the other. A confrontation ensued, and it resulted to punches, to him punching me, and literally slamming me against the wall, slamming my face against the wall, like really punching me like as if he was punching like a bag of some sort, or like a man of his size. I wanted to like, retaliate. I was so furious that a man could do that to me because a man came asking for me. Like, what happened to, okay, I'm no longer interested in this relationship, walk away? What happened to that? What happened to walking away maturely? Oh, this is no longer working for me. Do you want to like associate yourself with those people? It's not, I'm not comfortable with that fact. Well, let's take a break or let's go our separate ways. What happened to that? But he chose to be violent. He chose to abuse me physically. Yeah, physically. He was really physical. He took all the willpower in me just like not to retaliate because I was furious like that. I was so mad that someone I love so much can treats me that way. I was shocked. I was dumbfounded. I pushed him out because the funny thing is, the whole thing even happened in my house. Like, I was abused in my own house, like in my apartment. It wasn't even just about the fact that it happened in my house, in my room. Like, it was just 4 days after my birthday. Like, we're together all through my birthday. It was like 4 days after my birthday, guys. 4 days after my birthday, I was I was turned into a punching bag. Oh my god. How weird is that? How weird did that get? I pushed him out of my room and I told him I never want to see him again, and that was it. I walked away. The relationship was more than 5 years. I walked away from a relationship of 5 years because of domestic abuse and some other things. Yeah. It's just that the domestic abuse was the height of it. I'm not saying like I was a perfect person all through the relationship. No, I wasn't. Um, I'm so flawed and all of that. Like, I'm not perfect, but there's nothing in this world that should warrant abuse, that should warrant domestic abuse or domestic violence of any sort, be it physical abuse, emotional abuse, psychological abuse, or sexual abuse or whatnot. Like, nothing. There's nothing a woman or a man can do to his or her partner that should warrant domestic violence. Domestic violence is the height of it all. That was the that was the chain that broke the camel's back for me. Like, that was it for me. I don't regret walking away in a happy place. And if any one of you is going through something like that, or any abuse of any sort, please find the strength to walk away. I know it's not easy. Yes, I mourned the relationship, I mourned it, trust me. Like afterwards, I was in a really dark place because I just couldn't get over. I could not get over it that easy. But like I said, I had really good support system. Like they helped me through that bad phase of my life. So you can get that too, but you can't get that kind of support if you don't take the first step. The first step, it all boils down to you. Like you have to decide, like by yourself. You have to decide for yourself that you don't, like, you can't take this anymore. You have to make that decision. No one will make that decision for you, because if that decision was made for you, you find yourself going back to that same destructive relationship. And trust me, it might lead to a whole lot of things, death included. I was lucky to survive that. I still carry the scar with me. This is a scar that I got from, the blow. My head was like this swollen. It took the grace of God and, proper care before the scar reduced to this level. But no regrets, no bad blood, If you didn't treat me that way, I wouldn't know my worth. It is loss, basically it's loss. So I want you to please take that decision for yourself. If you're out there and you're facing bad abuse of any kind, please take that bold step and leave to leave. It doesn't end well. If you leave, it might take you some time to get over it, but trust me, it gets better every day. You would eventually get over it, you eventually heal, and you will eventually have someone who will treat you a whole lot better. So please, I beg you, as a woman that has gone through that and knows what it feels, and knows that it's not a palatable experience for anybody to go through, I'm telling you today, I'm telling you right now to make the best decision that you can ever make for yourself. Like leave before it's too late. Leave before it leads to your death. Leave before it leads to a permanent scar on your body. It could be more than this. It could be worse. It could be worse. I will have included the pictures. I still have the pictures of my swollen head. I could have included a picture, but for personal reasons, I won't. I just want you to know that you're not alone, and if you're going through such, now is the time for you to leave. An abuser doesn't change. An abuser will always be an abuser, and it will only get worse. It doesn't get better. In my case, it started from slaps and then it graduated to punches. At the beginning stage, maybe it could have graduated to something even much more worse than that. So my heart goes out to anybody that is experiencing such. You're loved, you're not alone, and make the right decision for yourself. You heal. Like, you eventually heal. You'll get through this. Thank you for listening, and thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give this video a thumbs up. If you're not yet subscribed to my channel, please do that. Turn on your post notification to be notified of subsequent lead videos, educative talks, and different kind of content. So until another time, until it's stay good, and I love you. I'll see you some other time.